Hello, this is Aaron Berryman giving a quick training on how to use the Realtor Property Resource that's accessible through the MLS. So this is the login page, and okay, this is Aaron Berryman giving you a quick overview on how to run comps through Realtor's Property Resource, or the RPR, through the MLS. It's a pretty simple process. What we would first do is type in the address that we're interested in. So in this case, I am going to do a CMA, or comparative market analysis, on 4552 Enrico Way. So 4552 Enrico Way in Riverside, California. So this is a possible listing that we're going to have. This gives basic information on the property. This here shows what they call it the real market value is, but it's an estimate on their behalf. But they're saying it's about $700,000. But what we'll want to do is create a report for this. So in order to do that, we go to CMA, and there's a summary of the property. First thing we want to do is just confirm the facts. In almost all cases, you'll find that whatever's on public record up here is what's actually going on with the house. However, if there has been changes, if we knew that the square footage might be different, if we know that maybe the bed bath count is different, and actually in this case the bed bath count is different as I'm looking at this. So there are actually 4 bedrooms and there are 3 bathrooms. So because of that, we're going to want to change that, because that'll ultimately affect value. So what we're going to do is we're going to confirm facts. All of this is right except for this. So we're going to go, our changes are 4 bedrooms, and we're going to say that there are 2 full baths. Actually, there are 3 full baths on there. And living area is correct, lot size is correct, there is a garage, it was built in 2006, all that's correct. So sometimes it might actually be things that needs to be changed, but we're going to confirm facts and close. And then what we want to do is find the comp. So that's our next thing. Now this is relatively easy. Up here, if we have another property that may have sold off the market, or that we want to add, we can add that. But what we'll do is, it's already checked off for you. We got single family properties, which is what this is. We want it to be a like type of property, so it's going to already come pre-checked. If we wanted to add other things, we could here. Also, a property status, we're going to look for active, backup, which is active under contract, pending, and sold, which is closed. We don't want to check withdrawn, expired, or cancels. And we generally don't want to exclude, we generally don't want distressed properties, so we could probably go exclude distressed. So now, off market date, it says the last 3 months. Usually we're going to want to go back at least 6 months. And that gives us a date range here, starting from 4/26/24. And if we wanted to, we could put an end date on that as well. If that's left blank, though, it means that it's to the current date. Again, here, it's saying it's looking for at least 3 bedroom properties, at least 3 bathroom properties, living square footage, 2,000 square feet up to 3,400 square feet. Now we can change that range. Remember, this is 2,700 square feet. So we could go 500 square feet above and 500 square feet below if we wanted to. So in this case, that would be 3,200, which would make our range a little tighter. And that on this side would be 2,200. So maybe we do that to just get a little bit of a tighter range, because we're in Riverside and There's a lot of newer construction, so we want things that are going to be a little bit more accurate. Lot size is decent. We can leave that alone. Price range 500 to 900,000. These are all pre-filled numbers to make this easy for us. We could change that if we want. I think we're safe leaving it where it is. Let's see. So now year built, it says 2000 to 2010. Well, that's pretty tight. So we could actually maybe go up here to 2020. I'm sorry, maybe 2000. Let's go 2020 and 2000. And actually, we could probably go 1995. But this is all subjective, what you put in. You can leave what's in there, but it's going to make it tighter. You may or may not capture things. In a community like this, which is a planned community, we're going to find a lot of properties that fit in that bucket. But if we're in a different kind of neighborhood, we might want to expand or contract on some of those things. So after we input all that information, we verify and we're good with it. At that point, we can just hit search. Now, when we do hit search, it's going to give us properties starting from the closest property to the furthest away. And usually it'll go about a mile or a mile and a half out, depending on how many properties fall within that range. However, if we wanted to, we have the ability to draw a shape. For example, if we wanted just properties in that particular community. So if you look here, you can see that there's a little pocket right in here. We could just say all we want is houses in this community. We could draw a shape for that. Or we can create a custom area using like a polygon. Using geography means that we could do a zip or a neighborhood or whatever the case might be. But in this case, we're just going to leave it as is. We'll hit search. So if you look at the map now, it shows properties within a certain radius that fit that criteria. There are several that are in his community. Right, there's his house there. And you've got some that are maybe a block or two away in a different community perhaps. But that gives us quite a few comps. And then if you look here, it starts with the closest. So this is 0.08 miles away. So it isn't even, it's right down the street really. This closed at 635. But this was built in 2007, 2,500 square feet. Remember, this property is 2,700 square feet. It's 4 bedroom, 4 bath, 3484 lot size. So, but we're going to add this as a comp. Here's another one, less than 0.1 mile away. 684,000 is what it closed for. We'll check that. That's actually a 5 bedroom. And a 3 bath. And actually, as I think about this, his property, it's got 1 bedroom downstairs and 3 bedrooms upstairs. So it is actually a 5-3 as well. So I'm going to change that when I get a chance. But as we go through this, here's something for 633. Smaller square footage. 690, that's half a mile away. 675. We've got 685. Usually, I'd like to go about a half a mile out. So I would check all these within a half a mile out. But here we've got a nice comp at 754 that's just a little bit more than half a mile. This is 0.51, so we're going to check that. And those are all the properties that sold. We've got an active under contract listed at 600,000. And we can try to get that as well. So these are, that's going to be a comp. But we don't know what it'll ultimately sell for. We don't know if the sales price is higher or lower than that, right? Here's a 639, a 675. So these are all, now these are actives over here. So your actives are listed at 675. It's a 5.3 as well, only 0.2 miles away. And then this is another pending at 640, 6 bedrooms. So we're going to update our valuation. Here we hit this, update valuation. And the results of our comp analysis puts us at 708 square feet. Now what we want to do though is we also want to edit our home facts. Come back here. And this is a 5 bedroom. 3 bath. There we go. It's a 5 bedroom, 3 bath. So we're going to confirm facts and close. Let's see if that changes our value. Nope, stays right pretty much the same. So that's the result of our comp analysis. So then it goes to create report. So we hit this create report. Now, the thing to look at this is your seller's report is 81 pages. Your property report is 28 pages. Usually what we're going to do is a properties report because this gives us a lot more data that we don't necessarily need. So when we come here, we're going to go property report, and then we're going to want to say customize. And then when we customize, it'll show all of the pages that are included. So, for example, we obviously want to keep property values, listing price. That's what we would list it at. I believe, right? So that's what we would list it as, but we could actually leave that blank, or it would take the value, but I'm going to leave that blank. Home facts we want to keep in there. Homeowner facts we want to keep in there. Extended home facts we don't need. The ARP livability index we don't need. If they're property photos, we'll take them, and historical photos, we'll take them. Refined value, yes. Comp analysis, comp and adjustment, yes. Property history, we want to include that as well. Sales and financing activity, yes. Distressed info, yes. Neighborhood housing stats and charts, yes. But neighborhood people and stats, no, we don't need. We don't need the economic stats. We don't need the quality of life stats. We don't necessarily need the school summary or the school reviews. We can leave about the RPR because what it does is basically explains that. This says include notes. We didn't write any notes, so we're going to leave that off. And there we go. That's what our report's going to look like. And then at that point, we're going to go here. We're going to run report. Now it's doing what it's supposed to do. And it takes just a minute for it to ultimately populate. And it'll notify us. So we're going to close. And then you see up here, reports. So there's a property report there. Oh, it's not quite ready. So when it's ready, it'll inform us. And then we can access that report and save it. So there we go. Report has been successfully generated. So we're going to download report. And here's what it's going to look like. Now, if we wanted to, we could populate our own photo in there. But since we didn't have a photo, it's taking a satellite version of it. It's right there. Here it goes. It shows what the estimated value is. It shows what our refined value is and what our comp analysis indicated. And what we would do based on our opinion of the condition of the property, we would adjust accordingly. It says that the range is from 594 to 821. And it goes historical photos. So there's what the property looked like previously. So they could reference that. Shows the refined value. And as we scroll, it gives us property information. It shows all the comps that we pulled, and it shows the difference, what they were listed for, what they sold for. And that should just about do it. It'll give you a lot more information